The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has showcased a range of advanced military technologies. Yet one weapon has stood out as a true menace of the battlefield: drones. From precision strikes to relentless swarm attacks, drones have reshaped the war in ways few could have predicted. While both sides have heavily relied on drones, Russia has managed to gain the upper hand, employing innovative tactics and ramping up production to launch wave after wave of kamikaze drones. These unmanned weapons have overwhelmed Ukrainian defenses, crippled infrastructure, and struck targets deep behind enemy lines. These drones, designed for one-way missions, are launched with a single goal: to crash into a target and detonate their payload. Their ability to bypass traditional air defenses has made them a powerful tool in Russia's arsenal. And recognizing their effectiveness, Russia has continued to expand its drone production while developing creative new tactics to deploy them. Recently, a video surfaced online showcasing a new and unconventional tactic in Russia's drone warfare: the new way of launching a Geran-2 Kamikaze drone. But what makes this new tactic so unique? And what could it mean for the future of drone warfare? Let's take a closer look. The Geran-2, Russia's rebranded version of Iran's Shahed 136, has become a key weapon in Moscow's drone warfare strategy. Capable of traveling over 1,000 kilometers, the Geran-2 can strike deep into Ukrainian territory with a 40 to 50 kilogram warhead, enough explosive power to damage critical infrastructure, military vehicles, and command centers. To maximize its impact, Russia frequently deploys the Geran-2 in swarm attacks, where dozens of drones are launched simultaneously to overwhelm Ukrainian air defenses. On February 14th, footage emerged showing a wave of at least 50 Geran-2 drones striking targets in Ukraine. The attack reportedly targeted key sites in Odessa and surrounding ports, with additional explosions reported across several regions. Now, Russia appears to be taking drone tactics a step further. In a recently surfaced video, Russian forces were seen launching a Geran-2 from a moving pickup truck, a rare and unconventional method. Analysts suggest this mobile launch method is a deliberate strategy to make drone deployment harder to detect and intercept. Stationary launch sites are vulnerable to satellite surveillance and preemptive strikes, but launching drones from moving vehicles makes tracking and responding far more challenging for Ukrainian forces. While the Geran-2 dominates long-range attacks, Russia's Lancet drone has proven highly effective in frontline precision strikes. Developed by Zala Aero Group, the Lancet has an operational range of up to 40 kilometers and carries a 3 to 5 kilogram warhead. The Lancet is equipped with an electro-optical guidance system, allowing operators to track targets in real time and adjust its flight path mid-air for improved accuracy. Its ability to loiter above a target before striking makes it ideal for hitting mobile or concealed targets like artillery positions, radar systems, and supply convoys. The Lancet has built a reputation for reliability on the battlefield. Since the start of the full-scale invasion, Russia has reportedly deployed over 2,800 Lancet drones, achieving an impressive 77.7% hit rate against high-value Ukrainian targets. One of the most significant Lancet strikes occurred on June 11, 2024, when footage revealed a drone successfully targeting a Ukrainian Su-25 aircraft stationed at an airfield near Dolgintsevo in the Dnipropetrovsk region. This strike demonstrated that even heavily protected high-value assets remain vulnerable to Russia's growing drone threat. More recently, on March 17th, a Lancet drone was seen in action, destroying a Ukrainian self-propelled artillery system in the Kharkiv region. These precise strikes have repeatedly demonstrated the Lancet's ability to disrupt Ukrainian firepower and weaken frontline defenses. To sustain this relentless drone campaign, Russia has made significant efforts to expand its drone manufacturing capabilities. In September 2024, President Vladimir Putin announced plans to increase drone production nearly tenfold to strengthen Russia's position on the battlefield. A major part of this expansion is happening at a manufacturing facility in the Alabuga Special Economic Zone in Tatarstan, where Russia is producing domestic versions of the Shahed 136, rebranded as the Geran-2. The facility is reportedly set to produce 6,000 units by mid-2025. But Russia isn't stopping there. According to Ukrainian intelligence, Russia has also begun producing an upgraded model, the Geran-3, believed to be a localized variant of Iran's Shahed 238. Reports suggest this new drone is equipped with a twin-spool turbofan engine, giving it a staggering range of up to 2,500 kilometers and a top speed of 600 kilometers per hour. Such capabilities would make the Geran-3 extremely difficult for Ukraine's air defense teams, which often rely on machine guns and autocannons to intercept. Russia's increased reliance on drones, particularly the Geran-2 and Lancet, has given it a powerful tool for targeting Ukrainian infrastructure, military assets, and even frontline troops. The move toward mobile drone launches further complicates Ukraine's ability to intercept these threats, adding an unpredictable element to Russia's drone warfare strategy. As Russia continues to refine its tactics and scale up production, drones are playing an increasingly vital role in its campaign. Meanwhile, Ukraine faces mounting pressure to improve its air defense systems, expand its electronic warfare capabilities, and develop counter-drone strategies to curb Russia's advantage. The war in Ukraine has become a proving ground for drone warfare. And with Russia's growing production capabilities and evolving tactics, these unmanned weapons are likely to remain a defining feature of the conflict. So, can Ukraine adapt quickly enough to counter Russia's expanding drone dominance? Or will Moscow's relentless aerial assault continue to tip the scales? Stay tuned as we follow the latest developments.